Hello, this is Ram Mohan, working as head of the department at Government Polytechnic Mahabubnagar. Our subject is Basic Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Now the topic we are looking into is the resistors. In this PPT and the lesson, let us see the color coding of the resistors. The objectives. On completion of this class, you would be able to know the color coding of the resistors. Then we'll also know how to compute the value of the resistance using the color code of the same. Color coding of resistors. How the resistance value is indicated on the resistors. So when the size of the resistor is large, it will be printed on the body of the resistor, like you can see in the figures. So when the wattage of the resistor, size of the resistor is large, you can print it on that. But when the size is shrinking down, you cannot write the letters on that. So we use color coding. So the second method is, it is used by indicating the value with a color code. This is a regular way and common for every electronics engineer. They understand that. You can see here the color codes of various resistors marked in the figure below. So where it is written as 1, 0, 2 and so on like that. Let us see, we'll be learning this in the next classes. Color coding of resistors. What is color coding of resistors? The process through which the different color bands or the rings are used to indicate the value of the resistance. Color coding. What these colors indicate? They indicate the resistance value and also they'll tell us about the tolerance of the resistor. How many color bands appear on the resistors? Usually we use 3 or 4 color bands for coding the resistance value. So usually there are 3 to 4 color bands printed on the body, with each color having a unique value. They appear differently on the axial and the radial resistors. So this is the color codes of resistors. So this is the color code that is used for coding of the resistors. So the colors are black, brown, red, orange, green, blue, violet, gray, white. The other colors are gold, silver and no color. Well, we'll get into the details and we'll also work on that. This is just for info. Color coding of axial resistors. 4 colorings appear on the body of the axial resistors. So the color codes, the rings are A, B, C, D. So they will be painted on the resistors like this. So they will be on the circumference of the component. Colorings ABC indicate the values of the resistance, and the fourth one, that is D, that will indicate the tolerance value of the component. Color coding on the radial resistors. So there will be 4 colors that will be appearing on the body of the resistor. So you can see like this. A is the body color, B is the dot color, C is the color at the right side, and the D is on the left side. The other color bands are the 2 ends of the component, C and D. A is the color of the resistor body, you can see B is the color dot that is on the middle of the component. Then C and D are the two color bands. They are representing the two ends of the components. Let us see the values of each color that are used for indicating the color coding of the resistors. First one is black. The value is 0 and the multiplier will be 10 to the power of 0. So here the color coding uses the base of 10. So whatever you is the value of that component, the multiplier in the respective place will be the 10 to the power of that color code, whether it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the value of black is 0, brown is 1, R is red, that is 2, orange is 3, yellow color is 4, green is 5, then blue is 6, violet is 7, gray is 8, white stands for 9 value. So the value will be 10 to the power of 9 if it is a multiplier position. Then the gold color's value is multiplier 0.1. So usually this appears only in the fourth band, gold, silver and no color. Silver stands for 0.01, that is the multiplier. So let us see how to compute the value of the resistance. The first color band or the ring on the body indicates the first digit of the resistance value. Just write it in that position. The value, suppose it is red, write 2. And the second color band on the ring on the body, it also indicates the second digit of the value of the resistance. So just after red, let us say it is orange, write 3. Then third band or the ring indicates the multiplier or the number of zeros after the first two digits. So we have assumed that first color is red, the third color is orange, and suppose the third color is red, you have to add two zeros in that place. So it will be 2300, it will be the value. And what is the fourth color for? So the fourth color band or the ring indicates the tolerance percentage. So if the value or the fourth band is silver, it is 10%. If it is gold, 5%. If there is no color, it indicates 20% tolerance. So let us see some example to calculate the value of resistance using the color codes. For the following color code sequence, find the resistance value along with the tolerance: brown, black, red and gold. We know the value of brown is 1 and the black is 0, red is 2 and gold is 5%. Let us compute now. So the first digit is 1, the second digit is 0, third digit is a multiplier. So it is red. So let us put two zeros there. So the resistance value will be 1, 0 and 2 zeros. So it comes to 1 kilo ohms. Let us have and calculate another one. Here the tolerance mentioned was gold. So it comes to be 5% of the 1000 ohms. Rated value is 1000 ohms. 5% of it amounts to 50 ohms. So the value of the given resistor, it will be varying between plus or minus of that percent, 5%, that is 50 ohms here in this case. So the minimum value of the resistance would be 950 ohms and the higher value will be 1050, that is 1050 ohms. So the given resistor is rated for 1 kilo ohms and with the given tolerance it can vary between 950 ohms to 1050 ohms. Let us see another example. Let us look into the second example. given color sequence is brown, gray, orange and silver. We know the value of brown is 1, gray stands for 8, orange is 3, silver is tolerance of 10%. So the resistance value will be, how much it will be? 1, 8 and 3 zeros. That will be 18 kilo ohms. The tolerance given here is 10%. So let us calculate that. So it comes to 1800 ohms. And we know the tolerance will be plus or minus percent of that rated value. So it comes to 1800 ohms minus 18,000 ohms minus 1800, that will be 16.2 kilo ohms to 18,000 plus 1800, that will be 19.8 ohms, right? So the value can be between these two extreme limits. Now let us see another example. Find the resistance and the tolerance values for the color sequence red, red, red and no color. So the numerical value for red is 2. So the resistance value will be 2, 2 and 2 zeros, that is 2200 ohms. Tolerance is, there is no color, that means it is 20%. So it is 440 ohms here. So if you calculate the range of the resistor value, then it will be 1760 ohms to 2640 ohms. Okay. Now let us see another example. Find the resistance and tolerance values for the color code sequence yellow, violet, gold and gold. Yellow is 4, violet is 7, gold is 0.1 multiplier. And second and the fourth band is also gold. Here it indicates 5% of tolerance. So the resistance value will be 47 into 0.1, that will be 4.7 ohms. Tolerance is 5%. So if you compute, it amounts to 0.235 ohms. So the resistance value range will be 4.465 ohms to 4.935 ohms. Now let us see the color code from the given value resistance. That means here we are trying the reverse of that. We have been trying to compute the value of the resistor for the given color codes. Now let us find the color code for the given resistance values. So given the color code for the following resistance value of 1 mega ohms plus or minus 10%. 1 mega ohm can be written as 10 into 10 power of 5. So that is 1 and 0. 1 is brown, black will be 0, green is 5, that is 10 to the power of 5. And now coming to tolerance. What is tolerance for 10%? It is silver. Okay, so the color band will be brown, black, green and silver. Now let us have another example in the same way. For the value of resistance, let us calculate the color code. The value of resistance given is 4.7 kilo ohms. So 4.7k can be written as 47 into 10 power of 2. 4 is how much? Yellow. 7 is violet. Multiplier 2 will be red. Tolerance is 5%. 5% is gold. Okay. Now let us see one more example. Given the color code for the following resistance value 68 kilo ohms plus or minus 20%. The colors are blue for 6, 8 for gray, orange for 3, that is multiplied by 10 power of 3, and the tolerance 20% is no color. So the color bands on the resistor should be blue, gray, orange and no color. That's all. Now let us see the 5 band resistance color code. So here what happens? There will be 5 bands printed on the resistor as we have seen, but the difference will be here the multiplier will be in the fourth location. So the first color will be a digital value you have to write as we have done in the previous case. Again second also same, third also same. So we'll be noting down the numerical value for the color codes of 3 color bands, and the fourth position color will be treated as the multiplying factor. Then the fifth band will be the tolerance band. So simple. So it will be as we have been doing it for the previous 4 band code. Alright. Okay. Now let us see the summary of all the topics we have been covering so far. The value of the resistance is indicated in 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? It will be printed on the value and the resistance is sufficiently large enough. Then we'll be using a color code when the size of the resistor comes down. The axial and the radial resistors are colored differently. Now each color has a predefined value as it is denoted in the table as BB Roy and so on. So by looking at the colors printed on the body of the resistor, we can know the resistance value of the resistor. We have learned how to compute it. So the last color band on the resistor body indicates the tolerance percentage. So unusual what happens for 3 color code or and the 4 color code, 3 colors will be close by and the 4th color will be spaced apart. So that is to indicate that means the tolerance of the component. So also to indicate which is the first one. So the different values of the resistors are available in the different tolerance ranges. Now let us review our memory. So now give the value for the color code of red, red, red and silver bands of a resistor. How much it will be? Red is 2, red is 2, third red is 2 zeros. So it should be, how much it should be? Silver is the tolerance. A is 220 ohms, B is 2200 ohms with 5% tolerance, C is 2200 ohms with 10% tolerance, D is 22 ohms. Which is the right answer? Red, red, 0, 0. So it should be 2200 ohms, either B or C. Then what is the tolerance here? It is silver. Silver is 10%. Answer should be C. Now, let us see the frequently asked questions in the examinations. List the ways in which the resistance value is indicated on the resistors. How the color coding is done on the axial and the radial resistors. Give the values of various colors used in the color coding of the resistors. That means we have to put on the table for that. Find the value of the resistance for the following color codes given. So there will be some color codes given and we need to compute the values as we did in some examples. Find the value of the resistance for the following color code. So they will be given the color code, we have to write on the resistance. Find the color code for the resistance value, that is 33 ohms plus or minus 5%. We need to do the reverse of that. Then find the color code for the resistance value, some value 1.8 mega ohms plus or minus 10% tolerance. Find the color code for the resistance value 15 kilo ohms and 20% tolerance. Now this is the color coding method, and we have learned how to compute the values of this. So thank you very much for having patience in taking this lesson.